Hey everyone, if you're into city building, management games, tycoon games, colony sims, or just love a good challenge, then you're in for a treat here, as today I'll be giving you 16 of the best upcoming management games that are really going to test your planning and decision making skills like never before. Whether you want to build the movie studio of your dreams, live out your cyberpunk fantasy, or maybe you just want to defend your planet and push a whole lot of buttons. Let's jump into some really out of the box thinking games in today's new video. So first on the list, we've got Hollywood Animal, which reminded me a lot of playing the movies if it had a Mad Men crossover. Hollywood Animal is a movie industry management game where you're trying to make as much money as possible, much like the movies, as that's one of my favorite games of all time, as well as the recently released Blockbuster Inc. However, this game comes at you with a different angle. It sets in the early 1920s and goes for a more stylistic aesthetic where it's got this Art Deco inspired UI and it just looks incredible, and it really fits in with this overall vibe. Like the other movie management games though, yes, you're going to be, you guessed it, making movies. But this time around, Hollywood Animal focuses more on the management details instead of the scenes themselves. Now to me, I really love that part in the movies, but this game just adds in so many extra details that it can be really hard to keep up, but in a good way. Firstly, there's a lot of realism going on here that isn't sugar-coated at all. Remember when I said it's like a crossover with Mad Men? Well, here's why. In the game, you'll be dealing with alcoholic directors, racist actors, and sexist producers. And you've got to choose on how to deal with them. Like yeah, I straight up fired that racist guy. This might put some people off, but the devs did put a disclaimer at the start of the game stating that they really wanted to depict this era as accurately as possible. The gameplay itself gets really addictive though. You've got tech trees to upgrade your buildings, you've got tons of movie variety here, and there's just so much to manage that I often forgot what I was trying to do. I mean, for example, it comes up with these in-depth mechanics like changing up your release schedule, you get to choose where to film your movies, and so much more. And yes, you can build up your movie studio, placing buildings that automatically get roads around it. Honestly, play the demo and see for yourself, as it's quite long and you'll really get a hang of how it is to play. You get to create your own movies, and the level of detail is unreal here. And I also just really loved that smooth jazz playing in the background while I did my thing. So yeah, if you love management games, you want something a bit more gritty and one with more adult themes, and of course you want to build up your own movie empire, then definitely add Hollywood Animal to your wishlist today. Then next on the list, we've got Nivalis, a game for cyberpunk dreamers who want to run businesses, explore, and maybe find love in a neon-soaked city teetering on the edge. Yeah, literally. If managing a ramen stand while dodging organ harvesting gangs and oppressive megacorps sounds like your vibe, then you're in for a real treat here. And yes, it's in first person, but I love management games that put this kind of spin on the game, as yeah, this one adds more life sim elements into it too. In Nivalis, you'll start small, selling noodles or running a stim shop, but before long you'll be owning nightclubs and ruling the city's nightlife. The game offers a unique slice of life management experience, complete with dynamic weather, day-night cycles, and a world full of diverse characters. Along the way you can fish, customize apartments, and delve into the lives of your friends and customers. But who's it for? Well, obviously if you love that cyberpunk setting, but you just want it to be a bit more cozy, then this might be for you. I mean, just look at it. Yes, it is using voxel graphics here, which after playing Shadows of Doubt, I was just like, yes, more of this. I mean, it just looks so immersive that I just can't wait to get my hands on it. So if you love the idea of neon lit nights, shady deals, and personal stories in this cozy voxel cyberpunk world, then definitely add Nivalis to your wishlist today. Now for a game that looks equally exciting as it is hard to pronounce, it's PVKK, or another way of saying it, Planeten Verteidigungskommandant. Apologies to all my German viewers out there. From the team that brought you Dome Keeper, this game is for those who want to defend their planet with style and a whole lot of buttons. If you're a fan of retro tech, cozy bunkers, and moral dilemmas, this game has your name written all over it. In PVKK, you're the pilot of a massive planetary defense cannon. And your job? Well, you need to protect your homeworld from alien invaders while juggling limited resources and pressing all the buttons and trying not to spill your tea. Between missions, you'll upgrade your bunker, unravel political secrets, and make choices that could upend everything. And yes, I know it's not your typical management game, but I love these immersive sim-type games. It reminded me of getting behind the wheel in Star Trucker, plus the tactical control system gives you an immersive cockpit experience, while the narrative throws you into ethical quandaries that'll make you question your loyalty to the regime. Then add in some escape room-style puzzles and multiple endings, and you've got a recipe for a truly unique management sim. So if you're ready to balance cozy bunker vibes with high-stakes space defense, put in PVKK onto your wishlist today. Then next on the list, we've got Earth of Oryn, which is a must-play for anyone who dreams of building kingdoms from scratch or while juggling the chaos of medieval life. This indie city builder and strategy game drops you into a vibrant medieval world where you call all the shots. First thing I noticed though with this game is those graphics. My gosh, do they look good. You'll start with nothing, just a blank canvas and a dream, and you'll build your kingdom slowly, shaping its destiny as a benevolent leader or a ruthless tyrant. The choice is yours, but the stakes are high. What sets Earth of Oryn apart though is its depth. You'll manage resources, trade, and armies, all while dealing with threats like bandits, natural disasters, and even political upheaval. With its low poly art style, real-time battles, and dynamic building system that lets you customize everything from castles to watermills, the game really hopes to offer endless replayability. You can even create your own religion or cult, explore untouched lands, and experience branching storylines that change with every decision you make. Whether you're into crafting intricate economies, building massive fortresses, or just watching tiny medieval people go on about their lives, Earth of Oryn has something for you. So if the idea of designing a kingdom that's uniquely yours really appeals to you, definitely add Earth of Oryn to your wishlist today. But then back to the tycoon management style of game, we've got Copa City, a game for all the armchair football managers out there who think that they could do more than just coach from the sidelines. If you've ever wondered what goes on behind the scenes of a massive football event, then this one's for you. As the host, you're in charge of more than just the match itself. It's about the entire spectacle. You'll be adapting city infrastructure, managing fan zones, securing sponsorships, handling logistics, and making sure every last detail goes off without a hitch. From preparing stadiums to creating the right atmosphere for different fan bases, it's all going to be on your shoulders. Now, I'll be honest, I used to be a casual Arsenal supporter back in the day, but should you dismiss this game if you haven't even watched football or soccer? Well, that's a tough one. See, I loved Motorsport Manager, and I didn't really enjoy Formula 1 racing. So I guess it's all the same here. If you love footy, you'll love this game. But if you don't, the management side just looks brilliant. But I think what really makes this game stand out is that it's got real teams like Arsenal and Bayern. You'll need to juggle security, media, and crowd management while keeping everything running smoothly. And trust me, things are gonna get chaotic here. But then when everything falls into place and the fans cheer, it'll all be worth it. So if you're ready to put your organizational skills to the test, and you want a bit of football action, then definitely add Copa City to your wishlist today. Now for something a bit more old school, we've got Nova Roma, this city builder for fans who've always wanted to bring the joy of ancient Rome into their hands. If appeasing gods, managing intricate supply chains, and hosting gladiator games sounds like your kind of thing, then you're gonna love this one. It's from the makers of Kingdoms and Castles, so if you've played that, then you'll know kind of what to expect here. Except here the devs wanted something bigger and more visually appealing. It's also published by Hooded Horse, which have just been knocking out bangers recently, and I'll get to more of those later, don't worry. In Nova Roma, you'll lead a band of settlers to build a new Roman Empire from scratch, create dams, aqueducts, and infrastructure to control water and resources, all while dealing with citizens that need things like food, pottery, and entertainment. And just judging by the gameplay and visuals, it kinda reminds me of a cute version of Caesar 3. I mean, just come on. But beware, the gods and nature have their own plans too. And things that I'm really looking forward to here are its detailed water simulation system, it's got some complex political and social dynamics, and it's got this ability to host epic Colosseum games, all for that. Every decision shapes your city's future, like from enacting laws to building temples and pursuing tech advancements. So if you're ready to build a city that rivals the glory of Rome itself, add Nova Roma to your wishlist today. Now for a game that already has a lot of people happy, we've got Airborne Empire, a game for all you city building strategists who also happen to have a thing for the skies. It's from the makers of Airborne Kingdom, which is, yes, very similar, but they also really upped all the aspects of the game, which is sitting at a very positive rating on Steam at the moment. Why? Well, imagine constructing a sprawling city, not on land, but suspended in the clouds, constantly in motion. Plus, that art style is, it's incredible. Airborne Empire challenges you to master the art of aerial city management, balancing resources, lift, and propulsion, all while dodging sky pirates and discovering ancient treasures. The world is also as vast as it is gorgeous, and you'll need to explore uncharted skies full of mystery and danger. It's got some cool features too, like highly customizable city layouts, dynamic weather systems, and narrative-driven encounters that make every playthrough feel unique. So if high-flying adventure stories and creative city planning are your thing, then definitely add Airborne Empire to your wishlist today. Now remember Black and White? Well, next up is Fata Deum, the perfect pick for anyone who's ever wanted to unleash their inner deity. This is a god game that takes the genre to new heights here, putting you in charge of growing a growing civilization while you call all the shots. Fata Deum is also published by Hooded Horse, and even though I barely remember Black and White, this game might convince me that god games are coming back. Will you rule with kindness, shower your followers with blessings and prosperity, or will you embrace the dark side, raining down plagues and terror to keep them in line? The choice is up to you, and every decision helps shape your world. It reminded me a lot of the Universe Sim, but this is a must-play for people who just want to cause all kinds of nonsense and shenanigans with their little citizens here. The game also features this interesting day and night cycle where you gather faith by the day and then manipulate the world by night, competing against rival gods who have their own agendas. So if you've ever wanted to play God, literally, don't miss adding Fata Deum to your wishlist today. Okay, so now for another what is this game, we've got Bloody Hell Hotel, which props to the creator for that title, it's brilliant. This game is perfect for anyone who loves management sims but wishes they were darker and bloodier. Picture this, you're a vampire who wakes up after a centuries long nap to find your estate in ruins and I guess a little back pain. Naturally, your first instinct is to turn it into a hotel, because why not? This game really gives me my time at Porsche vibes mixed in with some Tim Burton flair. It's from the same devs who created the title Dark, another great game with a similar setting. The game's got this humor / macabre setting where you'll need to rebuild your mansion from the ground up, taking on everything from farming and foraging to fighting monsters in dungeon-like areas in order to gather resources. The guests are quirky, the staff are undead, and the entire vibe is quite a bit spooky. Plus there's a twist, you'll need to keep your vampiric urges in check while balancing the demands of running a thriving business. So I guess it'll be like, I don't know, the Grand Twilight Hotel. With its unique premise, gothic humor, and creative gameplay, Bloody Hell Hotel is shaping up to be the most fun you'll ever have as a bloodthirsty entrepreneur, and I'd definitely say add it to your wishlist today. Now for a more light-hearted management game, we've got 2 Point Museum, a dream come true for management sim fans out there who just want to run their very own museum. If you've played their previous titles, which are incredible, 2 Point Hospital or 2 Point Campus, then yeah, it's more of that zany shenanigans, and you know what? I dig it. As a fledgling curator, your job is to craft an awe-inspiring museum experience that wows guests, keeps your staff happy, and brings in plenty of donations. But don't get too comfy here. Between thieves, rowdy kids, and carnivorous exhibits, there's always something to manage here. In 2 Point Museum, you'll send your team of quirky experts on expeditions to unearth rare artifacts, from prehistoric ferns to slightly melty icemen. Once your treasures arrive, assuming they do make the trip, it's all about the setup. Design thematic layouts, add decorative flair, and create guided tours to keep your guests buzzing with excitement. But it's not just all about that glitz and glamour, you also need to keep the exhibits clean, well maintained, and thief-proof are all just as important. If you enjoy this kind of humor, you'll really be in for a treat here. I mean, it's kind of what these devs are known for. Here you can cater for all types of visitors, from dino nerds to haunted history buffs, all while managing guest expectations like clean bathrooms, gift shops, and plenty of snacks. So if you've ever dreamed of running a museum your own way with a little bit of chaos, then definitely add 2 Point Museum to your wishlist today. Now, from the creator of the Combat Extended mod in RimWorld, we've got Ascent of Ashes. This is also a colony base builder management game, except with a 3D visual style that reminded me heavily of running with rifles, and I love it. In the game, you'll construct a base for your survivors, farm crops, tame alien beasts, and fortify your base against hostile threats. The combat here is really a thinking person's game with a hit simulation and health system that really adds some depth, as well as some non-lethal wounds that can really sideline your survivors. According to the devs, they were inspired by games like Jagged Alliance 3, Against the Storm, and of course RimWorld. So a combination of those games is, man, it sounds amazing. Vehicles also make their mark too, letting you restore and drive them around to explore a sprawling world of biomes and ruins. It's also got this dynamic AI that adjusts based on the enemy types, so strategic battles can always feel fresh and challenging. Yes, they hit a snag with developments, they had to port it over to Godot, but honestly, take your time guys. I chatted to them on Discord and apparently things are running smoothly and they're really hoping for a release in July. Then you add in unique survivor personalities, extensive modding support, and a pedigree from RimWorld's Combat Extended creators, and you've got yourself a colony sim that's much about survival as it is about creativity. And if that sounds like your jam, then definitely add Ascent of Ashes to your wishlist today. Then next on the list, we've got Kaiserpunk, and this is for all the history buffs and strategy fans who think, what if the 20th century but steampunk? If you've ever wanted to build a city and conquer the globe with zeppelins and bombers, this one is for you. In Kaiserpunk, you'll grow a city-state into a global superpower through intricate logistics, industrial production, and military strategy. You'll also be managing supply chains, trade deals and alliances, or crush your enemies on land, sea, and air. The game mixes city building with grand strategy, letting you forge your technology and forge a dynamic empire. I think fans of Anno are really gonna love this game, which centers around 5 main pillars. You've got the city building, which I mean, just look at those details. Then next up, you've got the grand strategy. So yeah, you're going to be controlling more than just one city here. It's going to be going across multiple countries. Then you've got the production side. So there's going to be tech trees and resources for days here. The fourth one is logistics, which I mean, I must say I'm loving those city skyline transport line colors over there. I'm all for that. And then lastly, you've got choices. So yeah, every choice is going to impact and change the world around you. And I'm so keen for that, as I'm really loving the dynamic gameplay in a city building game like this. So if you're ready to build, strategize, and dominate in an alternate 20th century, then definitely add Kaiserpunk to your wishlist today. Now for something cuter, we've got Whiskerwood, again published by, you guessed it, Hooded Horse, where this is a city building sim where the age-old cat and mouse rivalry gets the spotlight, and you're on Team Mouse. Your mission? Building thriving colonies on untamed islands, all while keeping your industrious mice happy and your demanding feline overlords appeased. You know, standard cat stuff. It is a delicate balance of clever engineering, resource management, and keeping your mouse folk from staging a little tiny revolution. In Whiskerwood, you'll start with a humble shipload of supplies and a patch of land, carving mountains and building upwards, or building deep underground to make the most of that limited space. Your mice will harvest resources, craft goods, and even create complex conveyor systems to keep production humming. Meanwhile, the cat's ever-growing demands loom over you. Will you build statues to keep them happy, or risk rebellion by prioritizing mouse morale with parks and cozy homes? This game reminds me a lot of Timberborn, except with mice. So if you enjoyed that game, then I think you're really going to get a kick out of this one. It's got procedurally generated islands, climates that'll challenge your survival, and even the chance to finally defy your feline overlords. So if you're ready to lead the resistance or just master some seriously cool production chains, definitely add Whiskerwood to your wishlist today. Now next, I really wish I had some gameplay to share, but Anno 117 Pax Romana I think is really going to stand out here. It's from the team behind, the Anno series, so I really hope it comes out this year. So, I mean, come on Ubisoft, please don't disappoint us. If you've ever dreamed of ruling over the Roman Empire, then this one is for you. You're gonna step into the sandals of a Roman governor during the height of the empire in 117 AD, where here you'll get to decide the fate of your cities, economy, and citizens. It's not just about expanding your territory here, it's about shaping the empire's future, and every decision you make could lead to peace, rebellion, or something entirely different. If this game is anything like Anno 1800 or the previous Anno titles with its challenging gameplay and incredible details, boy, is this going to be an absolute hit. So if you love strategic thinking and historical drama with a dose of political intrigue, definitely add Anno 117 Pax Romana to your wishlist today. And now I've already covered some upcoming space games coming this year, but Starminer is a space sim that I cannot wait to try out. This game is perfect for space explorers who think mining and modular design are just as exciting as alien battles. If you're ready to strip the stars for profit all while fending off extraterrestrial threats, then this one is for you. In Starminer, you'll be managing an interstellar mining fleet, harvesting resources, all while designing your vessels piece by piece. But the more you mine, the more your greed attracts deadly alien adversaries. Here you'll need to balance efficiency with firepower as you expand your operations and protect your assets. And the devs are really going all in here, with fully simulated physics that make piloting your ships in real time quite a challenge, but equally a thrill. Then add in the ability to research new technology, build link gates, and fend off aliens with warships of your own design, and you've got a space sim that's as tactical as it is tense. So if you love resource management with a side of alien fighting action, make sure Starminer lands on your wish list today. And then lastly, how could this list be complete without this deep, emotionally charged sci-fi adventure called The Altars? Here, survival, decision-making, and base building collide on a hostile planet, and I am so on board for this game. It's from 11-Bit Studios, the team behind Frostpunk and This War of Mine, where here you'll play as Jan Dolsky, an ordinary worker who crash lands on a deadly planet where even the sunlight can be lethal. The demo is out, I played it, and yeah, after a few minutes I was just like, this game is gonna be good. These devs really know how to mix emotion into their gameplay, and The Altars is no different. From the start, the alien world landscape just looks breathtaking. Then you get to your Michelin wheel-like base, and it throws you immediately into the management side of things, which reminded me a lot of the base building from XCOM 2, except here you actually get to move around in your base. The survival aspects have you venturing out in the harsh environments, using crafted tools to get around and mine for resources. However, the part that really makes this game stand out for me are the altars. Yeah, you get to see all of your big life moments, but the game goes, okay, but what if you didn't go to university and instead became a technician instead? Well, you get to have that version of you in your base, asking them questions, having them react, in good ways or bad, as the game constantly prods the themes around life choices. It's emotional, but the management side of things really ticks so many boxes for me. I mean, yeah, those graphics are just incredible. I might need a new PC to run it properly, but just play the demo and see for yourself. If you love games where choices matter, building up a base, and getting sucked into an engaging storyline, this might just be a contender for Game of the Year, who knows, but I'd say definitely add the altars to your wishlist today. And that wraps up my list. Thank you very much for watching. Which games look really good to you, and which ones did I leave out? Let me know in the comment section below. I always enjoy responding as quickly as I can, but if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and maybe subscribe to help find the next game for you to get lost in. But other than that, it's Maxko here from Easily Distracted Games, and as always, don't stop gaming.